put some water in one of these little super soakers and watch what happens as I squirt the water out. You're going to see how it pretty much vaporizes it.
You are in Stockton, anywhere along Stockton Lake right now. You want to take shelter as well.
The snowflakes are huge right now as they come down.
We are traveling along the roads right here, Lauren, and we are live in the storm mode vehicle.
The windows, take a look at this. There's a light little glaze of ice. I'm on a little outer road right along Highway 13, but I'm just going to take the old shovel and just kind of show you as we kind of go along here. Whew! I mean, that's some good stuff right there. Traffic moving along very slowly. Highway 65, and these roads are covered out here. You're in the clouds, and then you're out of them, okay? And the pilot makes his way down to the runway, heat things up again. That's that energy needed to get those storms to develop. If that can occur, then we may have a higher threat for some severe weather. 2 to 3 inches of rain imminence. Mount Home, Harrison, flooding could be an issue for you down there.
Is it really minus 10 degrees right now?
Yeah, it really is. Temperatures have really fallen out here with the clear skies and the calm winds now. How cold? Well, I got a little experiment I wanted to show you guys. We put some water in one of these little super soakers and watch what happens as I squirt the water out. You're going to see how it pretty much vaporizes it. It evaporates it quickly. Look at that, how it just basically takes that water stream and, again, with just how cold it is, pretty much freezes it on contact there as it evaporates. Kind of cool stuff right there. Again, this little super soaker with that water. Okay, that's a good enough example of how cold it is. Here's the maps to prove it to you as well.
This is rain wrapped. You can see how everything is kind of being wrapped back around the system itself, so it would be very tough to actually spot. Now, ahead of this line is where the really heavy rain is, where the hail is along Highway 39. This is Arcola right through there, but I really feel that this is where the actual tornado is, right along the Cedar and Dade County line. And I'm going to confirm that by looking at our little velocity scope that allows us to see the winds, and boom, there it is. Right there, we've got kind of those reds and those greens kind of coming right next to one another. I'm telling you right now, if you are in Jericho Springs, you definitely want to take shelter immediately. If you are in Stockton, anywhere along Stockton Lake right now, you want to take shelter as well, as this potential tornado that is on the ground will continue to track off to the north and east, and it will be in Stockton in 10 minutes, okay? As the crow flies, think about that, how quickly you can go from Jericho Springs to Stockton. I know by the road network it will take longer, but tornadoes obviously don't follow road networks.
It's a mess again tonight.
Well, it really is. The snowflakes are huge right now as they come down. Our parking lot this morning when I came, or this afternoon when I came to work, it was clear. Now, there are several inches of snow that have piled up here. As a matter of fact, if I take out the tape measure, you're going to measure about 3 inches of snow here just in our parking lot.
We are traveling along the roads right here, Lauren, and we are live in the storm mode vehicle. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of what it is like, I'm actually traveling here on West Bypass, right here where James River Freeway and West Bypass come together. As you can see, the roads are already covered right now. And I just want to kind of show you also an example here as we get off on the exit to get on Highway 60 and going west. These ramps, they are covered. They are very slick as well.
Outside of our studio, Kevin, what can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you right now the biggest problem tonight is the freezing drizzle that is coming down. There's a little drizzle here, and obviously the temperatures are below freezing. So anything that is falling is freezing on contact with any objects out here, including out here our parking lot. I mean, I can kind of slide along here, as you can see. And then also the windows. Take a look at this. There's a light little glaze of ice all over anything that obviously is metal and windows and parking lots like this. So you've got to take it easy. It's very deceiving because, again, you don't see a whole lot falling from the sky. Let's show you the radar here. I'm on a little outer road right along Highway 13, but I'm just going to take the old shovel and just kind of show you as we kind of go along here. Whew! I mean, that's some good stuff right there. I mean, we're really piling this stuff up here just to the north of Springfield and here in Bolivar. Traffic moving along very slowly. Highway 65, and these roads are covered out here. The snow is continuing to fall here across the Ozarks, so you need to take it slow. We continue to see the plows coming along here one after another, but the snow just keeps coming. So be careful if you're going to be heading out here this afternoon. I got something for you, Lauren. How about a nice little snowball to kind of end the morning here? Thanks for joining us out here.
I love it.
How about
Kevin,
that?
thanks so much for all your hard work and your freezing out.
We were wondering how the weather played a role. Let's check back in with Kevin for for the answer.
Well, as many of you know, if you have flown before, we usually fly above the clouds, for the exception of when there's obviously a cloudy day. But as you make your descent into the airport, let's say those clouds are usually at about 3,000 feet. So as the plane's coming in here, you're in the clouds, and then you're out of them, okay? And the pilot makes his way down to the runway and lands safely. On the night of this accident, this cloud deck was all the way down at 700 feet. So that makes this plane, as it was heading down, making its descent, not being able to see visually anything, okay, until it gets to 700 feet. At this point, the pilot should have been using his instruments to be able to tell where he was. For some reason, that didn't happen. So as the plane got below 700 feet, suddenly he recognized what was wrong and didn't have enough time to correct. The plane crashed then 6 miles to the northwest of the airport. And again, a lot of this having to do with the visibility, not being able to see anything until about 700 feet above the ground. All right, let's take a look at your weather here this afternoon. Over the next several days, the temperatures, well, we all know they've been up there. Okay, the average high this time of the year, we're talking about 73, 74 degrees. That is this line right here. Here's your highs again tomorrow, well above that. And even as we head into the weekend, while we're going to be seeing some slightly cooler temperatures, we're still going to be staying above average with these readings as we continue to head through the month of May. Now, the reason for the warm temperatures right now, we are socked right in the middle of an area of a warm front that's lifted well to our north that continues to draw in this warm moist air from the Gulf, keeping us relatively dry right now, but we're starting to increase that moisture across the area. We will see moisture eventually falling from the clouds by Thursday. That's when this cold front comes along and provides that lift you need to enhance the thunderstorm development, and the potential will exist for maybe some severe weather to occur as well. Let's get you kind of a closer view and kind of pinpoint this hour by hour. Take you into tomorrow, noon tomorrow. No issues at all. Still another warm day. You're going to need the umbrella though coming up on Thursday. Now there's still some, well, questions in regard to how this system is going to evolve, but here's what we think is going to happen. First, into the morning and afternoon, there could be some showers and thunderstorms developing out to the west. Those will move through. The question is whether or not the atmosphere can once again destabilize. Now, what I mean by that is if we can get the sun to come back out, heat things up again, that's that energy needed to get those storms to develop. If that can occur, then we may have a higher threat for some severe weather. But it's going to be something we're going to have to wait and watch and see Thursday morning to again see how things develop. As of right now, I put together a threat track to kind of show you the area of enhanced weather threats here. As you can see, we've got a 3 for mainly areas here, well, close to Lebanon, down towards Ava, Branson, and to the west, if those ingredients can all come together on Thursday. So again, circle Thursday there and keep checking back with us as we fine-tune the forecast. Precipitation over the next couple of days, or I should say the next several days, we're talking about around 2 inches. Now we could use the rain as we continue to stay well below average for this time of the year, so hopefully this can do some good for us. In the meantime, tomorrow again, your nice day with highs into the mid-80s. But notice the clouds and the rain coming in and cooling those temperatures off for Thursday with highs only in the upper 70s. Outside right now, it's a nice one. We're at 86 degrees, a little bit on the windy side though. And those winds continue to draw in that moisture. Winds are gusting to 25. And when we look at the dew point's the measure amount of moisture in the air. We're up to 62. And remember, as this number goes higher, the more uncomfortable it feels. Here's kind of a scale of that. 61 to 65, that's when it starts to get a little sticky out there. And we're going to see that number increasing a bit and maybe getting into that uncomfortable category here by the end of the week. Right now, we're at 86 in Monette, 90 in Camdenton, 86 in Branson, falling to the low 70s by 11 o'clock. So if you're heading out about tonight, grabbing a bite to eat, catching a movie, do some shopping, got some soccer practice, no issues at all there. You're okay. 65 for a low, clear and mild. Tomorrow, those winds kicking back up again out of the south. 25 miles an hour, 87 for the high. How about this 7-day? A lot of rain in there. I think Saturday we may actually see a dry day, but Saturday night could be a little soggy.
So that's the time to get out.
Saturday during the day, around noon, get out there and enjoy it because it may be a little soggy after that.
All right.
Little home.
All right, a lot to get to here. We want to start off by showing you just what you can expect here over the next couple of days and kind of showing you when the worst of the conditions will be. Tonight could be pretty tricky, especially after midnight tonight. Freezing rain is going to begin. As we head into tomorrow morning, there could be still some freezing rain around, but temperatures are going to rise, and we'll see that change over to pretty much all rain during Saturday afternoon. So if you've got to travel Saturday afternoon, it will be raining and not necessarily freezing rain. But by Saturday night, we switch things back over again to freezing rain and end things by Sunday morning with a little bit of light snow. So let's get into it here. The best chance for heavy rain this weekend, south of I-44. The best chance of wintry precipitation is going to be along I-44 and points here to the north. Now, here's what I want to show you guys. What is going to just make all the difference is where the freezing line sets up. This is where I'm forecasting it to be, basically running almost parallel to I-44. But a shift in either direction, say 10 miles to the south or 10 miles to the north, could significantly change what type of precipitation you could get in your backyard. So again, this line is still kind of in question here because it's such a thin little line of uncertainty. But right now we're thinking that, again, areas along and north of I-44 will stand that best chance. And this aligns pretty good with what the winter weather advisory and winter storm warnings are. Up here, a higher confidence of ice and snow accumulation, but you get right here, including Springfield, we're in the winter weather advisory, but along through here, again, the temperature, a 1 degree difference is going to make all the difference with this. So let's show you how our high-res Futurecast paints the picture as we go throughout tonight. We get a little bit of this rain in here. But watch what happens here. This purple, some of that freezing rain from Joplin up through, you get over towards that Dadeville and Lockwood, then close to Bolivar. We're getting some of this frozen precipitation and then really ramping it up again, 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is all freezing rain. Osceola, Warsaw, over towards Stockton. This could be very, very dangerous up here. But notice down here to the south, this is rain, and this is where it could be pretty heavy. Now, as we go throughout Saturday afternoon, temperatures rise, and we'll see it change over to rain. A brief break, and then we'll see this moisture switch back over to freezing rain and snow Saturday night and ending by early Sunday morning. So how much are we talking? Well, in this area up here to the north, this brighter pink, I think there's a possibility of a ½ inch of ice up towards Warsaw, up towards Osceola. You get here from near Joplin to Bolivar, getting close into Greene County here, 1/10 to a ¼ inch of ice, and just up to maybe 1/10 of an inch here. And the rest of you, it's going to be all rain. Ava, down to West Plains, Branson, Harrison, Mountain Home. Snowfall, not a ton out of this, okay? An inch at best, I think, in Springfield. You may even get less than that. But the further north and west you go, the better opportunity for a little heavier band of maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow. Switching gears to rain. This is the rain forecast. 2 to 3 inches of rain. Eminence, Mountain Home, Harrison. Flooding could be an issue for you down there. And again, it all depends upon the temperature. Look at this temperature contrast here tonight. 32 tomorrow morning. Notice the cold air to the north, warmer down to the south where it's going to be rain. But again, right along the I-44 corridors, we're going to be watching those temperatures hover close to that freezing mark. We're sitting at 32 right now in Springfield, but you just go down the road to Ava, it's 46, it's 39 in Branson, upper 20s here to the north and west. Right now, the moisture is in the area where temperatures are above freezing, so far, it is just rain. But those temperatures will hover near the freezing mark in Springfield and kind of hang there throughout tonight. We'll see freezing rain to the northwest, areas of rain to the southeast. Tomorrow, freezing rain early in the morning, and then afternoon rain. In your 7-day forecast, things calm down, but they get pretty cold early next week. There's a small chance of maybe a few snowflakes flying around Christmas night. Joe, here's the thing. If you've got to be traveling out there, it's going to range, I mean, widely across the area from northwest to southeast. So just keep checking back, take the weather app, and keep checking back at KSPR.com.
And it could change depending on how it progresses and what hour it is, right?
Exactly. It could change significantly over just a course of 10 or 15 miles as you drive.
We'll be watching.
Okay.
Thanks, Kevin.